But when I was doing the swings, that back pain basically went away. And I've been experiencing it a little bit more than normal the past month or two. So this is kind of re-inspiring me to reintroduce kettlebell swings back into my routine. Super, super interesting. Hey, what's up? My name is Skylar Deem. I'm the founder of Reach Fat Loss and Fitness, where our goal is to help you get in the best shape of your life, build muscle, lose fat without the sucky dieting, without spending all your time counting calories, and without any torturous cardio. Everything on this channel is geared towards getting you to be the happiest and healthiest version of you. The information that we talk about has helped plenty of clients of mine drop fat and get in the best shape of their life, but also feel very confident that they're not going to do the yo-yo, that this is sustainable and it's a long-term change. And so if you're looking for more awesome ways to simplify the process of getting healthy, make sure you tap that subscribe button. I'm putting out new videos every week and I would love to have you as part of the community. So today we are actually going over a video with a guy named Pavel Tsatsouline on the Joe Rogan show. Now, Pavel is a kettlebell master. He's had a lot of awesome content about the benefits of the kettlebell swing. He's been a kettlebell instructor. And so I saw a clip of him coming on the Joe Rogan show and I figured it'd be an awesome idea to go through and really listen to what he's saying and put in my own thoughts. So without further ado, nothing else to say, let's get into it.
The Joe Rogan experience.
What do you do now? Like, first of all, how old are you?
20.
You look great.
Thanks. Thank you. Great haircut.
He looks like a kettlebell. Joe looks like a kettlebell too. They literally have the headphones where it's the handle and then the bald head. It's perfect.
Dude,
Thank you.
yeah.
I like it. How old are you really?
I'm working on being 20, Joe. Let's stick
Working,
with that.
going back?
Yeah.
I'm 52. Are you older than me?
I'm working. We're both working on going back. How about we just stick with that? Don't want to be judged based on my age.
I understand.
That's interesting because if you're fit, like you can tell he's probably around 50 would be my guess, but he also looks very, very good for his age. I feel like if you're promoting the kettlebell and taking care of yourself, probably a good idea to also show, hey, I'm this old, so people can say, oh, you look good for your age. It's interesting that he's hesitant. Not relevant, but interesting.
How often do you train these days?
How often do I train? Almost every day.
Almost every day?
Yeah.
Just doing something differently?
Yeah, doing something.
Mostly kettlebells or?
Mostly for the last several years, with I suppose last several months, we're kind of experimental doing something else. But for the last several years, pretty much has been nothing but swings and dips, just one of my protocols. It's a very particular anti-glycolytic protocol. Anti-glycolytic means, well, the kind of thing we just discussed.
Just swings and dips?
Yep.
That's very interesting. Dude looks awesome. I mean, I understand the power of the kettlebell swing, and I guess when you're swinging, you're working the shoulders, you're working the back, you're working the legs, hamstrings, glutes, hips. And I guess the one thing you're not working is triceps and chest, which is why I guess he adds the dips. But that's very interesting to keep it like simple into the basics. I feel like even weight training programs, like you're doing presses, you're doing curls, you're doing like all these different variations, even if you're just using dumbbells. But a lot of times you're adding barbell, you're adding cables. So it's interesting to keep it that simple.
Yep.
Why that combination?
Trying to be minimalist, pretty much, and trying to cover as much base as possible.
Makes sense.
Also trying to do things that my body likes. But the swings are, I would argue that the swing is the most beneficial exercise anybody can do. Because you're training power, you're training your fast fibers, you're developing mitochondria in the fast fibers, you are training your connective tissues, and you're getting your cardio as well. It's not focused on that, but you have that side effect.
That's so interesting, the connective tissue. Cardio, so they did research and it was like the amount of calories you burn in a quick session, I forget exactly what the time was, I think it was like 10 minutes, was equivalent to running a 6-minute mile pace, which is like, you have to train to do a 6-minute mile. Not many people can do that. I've hit 1 mile in my life that has been under 6 minutes. So wow. But then when you think of connective tissue, like if you're swinging this heavy weight, your arms are going to be like pulled away. And so to keep your arms and your back and your body tight, you're probably also training the strength to keep all those joints and tendons and ligaments together. That's really cool. That's something I haven't mentioned in any of my videos or even thought about.
In fact, the dip is, kind of covers what's been missing. I like the idea of very minimalist general strength protocols that just have pretty much a hip hinge and a press. That's a preference.
What about chin-ups or things along those lines?
Sure, it's great. I'll do them sometime. But you will find, to your surprise, that if you do swings powerfully, and if you do dips or push-ups powerfully, chances are you're not going to lose your chin-ups.
Really?
Chances are, for most people. So here's something to keep in mind. What is general training versus specific training. So in Russian sports science, there's a concept of general training versus special training. Special means sport specific, pretty much. So the general training can be strength, can be something else, gives you a foundation for everything else. And it's characterized by a high degree of carryover. So for example, if you decide to do barbell squats, you know for a fact that you're going to jump higher, you're going to run faster, you're going to hit harder, and so on and so forth. If you decide to go leg extensions, you can be sure that you're going to get better at leg extensions. That's it. So general exercises are the ones that are fairly simple to perform and give you the greatest possible carryover. So that's what you do. And then after that, you start adding in more specific stuff. So let's say that you want to increase the number of chin-ups you want to do. Well, you got to do chin-ups. So that's a specific practice. Absolutely. So chin-ups are great.
That's also really interesting. So I come from a bodybuilding background. Like when I was in late middle school, high school, college, I just wanted to be big. And so I learned a bodybuilding style of training. And then in 2017, I had a shoulder injury, shoulder surgery, and my training was still, I want to get big, but I also want to get strong, and most importantly, I want to be mobile and feel good. And my training style has changed since then, whereas like back in the day, I was doing a lot of biceps isolated, a lot of triceps isolated. I'm only hitting an arm day like once or twice a month now. And so that's a very interesting perspective of an exercise that's going to have carryover and help you feel better and perform better, as opposed, like you said, a leg extension, which is just going to activate the quad. You're going to get better at leg extensions, but that's about it. I like this guy so far.
One of the things that I noticed that I thought was really weird was when I started doing kettlebells, things that I wasn't doing, I got stronger at.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't doing dips for a long time. Like I didn't do them for months and months. And I was just doing kettlebells. I was just doing cleans, presses, snatches, swings, a bunch of different squat protocols, overhead squats. My dip went through the roof.
Awesome, dude.
But it was so strange. It was like...
We call this the what the hell effect.
I experienced that too, man. When I did my 200 kettlebell swings a day for 30 days, I got stronger. My deadlift went up. Without straps, I got 20 more pounds than my max with straps, which I did that full video on. So if you need the link for that, I'll put that in the description. But yeah, that totally makes sense, because if you're strengthening this entire area, your posterior chain, the full body, that's going to carry over to other exercises that use the full body, the posterior chain, the arms, the back. Yeah, it's cool.
So that type of carryover, some of it we can understand, some of it we can explain. Some which we can't. But yeah, we've had the kettlebell swing, for example, increase the performance of world champion powerlifters and top marathon runners at the same time. It's a very bizarre thing. And again, some of it I can decipher, some of it I can't, but hey, we'll take it, right?
What do you think is going on there, if you had a guess?
Okay, so it's a number of different things. One is the type of breathing patterns that we use, for example, for endurance, that helps strengthen endurance. So we use this pressurized breathing that increases your strength on exhalation, so that pretty much increases your strength at any kind of exertion, whether it's punching or lifting. And at the same time, we are also training our muscles, that inhalation muscles as well. And so developing these muscles is really important for your performance. So that's just one of the aspects. Another aspect is this is kind of interesting. Mr. Haney was a coach for Donnie Thompson. Donnie Thompson broke the 3,000 pound total record in powerlifting some years back. So I'd known Donnie for some time, so Donnie kept hurting his back and his deadlift was stuck. So we met, I showed him some kettlebell stuff. He started doing that, invented a couple of cool things of his own as well. So 9 months later, he added about 70 pounds to his deadlift, 100 pounds to his bench press, set the total record. But his coach said, interestingly, he said, kettlebells work the muscles without killing them. It's kind of interesting. So it appears to be that the particular stimulus that you have, it's... there's always a positive and there's always a negative when you're training, right? So there's something good that's happening, there's also something that's holding you back. You have to recover. So it seems to be that nature of whatever things that happens within the muscle is positive more than negative. And I think part of it is very well dosed ballistic loading. The body adapts to it extremely, extremely well.
This is so after my kettlebell challenge, and I made a video on this, I haven't really swung since then. I've swung a few times, but not as consistently, just because 200 a day felt like so much that when I was done with it, like it was so restrictive that I just went on the opposite end of freedom. I don't need to do these anymore. And when I was doing them, my back pain was, because I don't have bad back pain, but I've always felt like my spine is slightly misaligned, and I've had scoliosis and all that stuff. But when I was doing the swings, that back pain basically went away. And I've been experiencing it a little bit more than normal the past month or two. So this is kind of re-inspiring me to reintroduce kettlebell swings back into my routine. Super, super interesting.
Part of it has to do with the particular training protocols we have. because we produce the right amount of acid, but not too much acid. A lot of trainees in the kind of pop fitness world, they're just enamored with burn. Like, oh, go for the burn.
Yeah.
Dr. Fred Hatfield had a great line. So Hatfield was the first lifter to squat 1,000 pounds in competition. And he was just a brilliant sports scientist, brilliant coach. He said, do you like burn? Light a match. And so people are just enamored with the burn. So again, the loading protocols we have is such that you have the right amount of that stimulation, not excessive. Because what happens, you have too much lactic acid.
Right.
Here's what happens. Well, many things happen. We don't have the time to discuss this in the show, but most of them are really rather negative. Some positive, most of them rather negative. But for sure, they make you more. It makes you more sore. For sure. People like to say, well, soreness is just caused by eccentric loading, and that's it. It has nothing to do with lactic acid. Well, eccentric loading does contribute to that, absolutely, but acid does as well. It doesn't literally burn holes in your muscle, but it does stimulate lysosomes, something that kind of eats up defective components of the cell to function. And you also have this spike of free radicals. And so that free radicals damage cellular membranes as well. So with what we do, we try to, and plus there's other stuff happens, like body starts producing ammonia, which is toxic, and depletes your
This is so fascinating. Oh man, I wish I found this guy sooner. Wow.
ATP. So all these things start going, they're really sideways. So I think the nature of what you do with kettlebells, especially if you use the correct protocol, is you just optimize this metabolic environment to get exactly what you want. But there are some other things too, like in your case for pressing and for dips. I challenge anybody to find a pressing exercise that's biomechanically more perfect for the shoulder than the kettlebell military press. It's perfect. Range of motion is perfect. Great stretch, great contraction, great.
That is true. With dumbbells, you really have that. You're limited by the dumbbell itself. Like, they're going to hit your shoulders unless you're out here, which is not as biomechanically sound as if your shoulders are in. And like, especially, I've seen way too many people pressing like this. That's a guaranteed way to hurt, mess everything up here. You want to keep those shoulders in and press up. And with the kettlebell, since the kettlebell's balanced on this side, you have the full range of motion down. That's really cool.
It's just absolutely perfect. So some we forget, some we don't, but hey, what the hell effects, we'll take it, right?
That's cool, man. I'm going to have to check out that full episode, but honestly, like, this is my re-inspiration to start swinging again, not only for back strength, but also just getting stronger in general. I've been working on deadlift. 2023 is coming up here as I record this, and I'm obviously going to be working on setting a deadlift record this year. Yeah. Because when I swing it, life was good. It was just a lot. So I think not doing as much every single day, and maybe not even every day, swings, even if it's like 50 swings a day or something like that, may be helpful. But that was a cool video, man. Very cool. Do me a favor, leave me a comment below. If there's any other videos like this, feel free to send them my way. Hit me up on Instagram. Otherwise, we can always connect somewhere else, leave a comment, check out this video, whatever, because I'm really intrigued with this stuff, and I'm always looking to learn what are the best ways to not only burn fat, because that's obviously the main priority with the coaching I do, with my program, with my own life, but also building muscle, feeling amazing, building power, just being as healthy and happy as you possibly can. So that's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're putting out new videos every single week. I'm so excited to bring you some amazing content this upcoming year, and I'd love to have you as part of the community. And as a reminder, if you are looking for help on your fat loss journey, we've got a customized system for you, not some one-size-fits-all program, but one-on-one coaching. We go through and not only implement the physical changes, the exercise, nutrition, we use fasting, but we also go deep into the psychology, deep into the mind, and in terms of how to create lasting change. So check that out, link in the description. If there's any way I can help you, leave me a comment below. But of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.